live streamed to the public. There will be no one joining the meeting by Teams. A recording of the public part of the meeting will be available on the Council's website within 24 hours of the meeting. Members and officers, please switch the microphone on when speaking and off when you're not speaking. Please speak directly into the microphone. All present, please switch off your mobile phones or put them on silent. Do we have any apologies for absence tonight?
Yes, Chair. Apologies from Councillor Nasir and late apologies.
Thank you. And in relation to the meeting minutes from the 2nd of July is going to be, there's two parts of that meeting, isn't there?
Yes, Chair, there's two. So
Okay.
there's public and private.
Okay, so the public part of the meeting minutes from the 2nd of July, are members all happy with those? Any amendments, changes? Yep, thank you. I'm happy to sign those off then. And the meeting minutes from the 14th of July, are we happy with those?
Yes, I'm happy.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, that's fine, we'll move on. Section 106, any Local Government Finance Act?
So none received. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any disclosure of interest today? I guess we'll take that as none. Right. Any urgent business?
None, Chair.
Sorry, Councillor Hussain?
Yeah, I think on the pension one, I'm not too sure. Monitoring officer will tell me. My wife is retired as a teacher, so she receives a local authority pension.
We'll note that. Is that all right?
Chair, if I may advise, there is no conflict of interest here because this is a very specific report, not about pensions in general, but about some very specific beneficiaries of the pension.
Thank you. It's helpful to have the monitoring officer in the meeting present today.
Do I
That's
need
fine.
to leave then?
No, you don't need to. There's no conflict of interest.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any urgent business?
None, Chair.
Thank you. References from committees and other bodies? Okay. Right, we'll move on to the reports then. So I guess that leaves us with Mark, with the first item, agenda number 7.
Thank you, Chair. I hope this is a fairly straightforward item. It has transpired because some schools have gone out to tender their catering services, and those have been awarded to third-party organisations. Because of historic employment reasons, some of the staff will be members of the local government pension scheme, and therefore their employers now need to become what's called admitted bodies to that scheme. And that involves entering into an agreement which is a tripartite agreement between the employing organisation, the council and Bedford Borough Council as the administrators of the local government pension scheme. So the reason for the report this evening is to simply get the committee's approval for those admission agreements to be entered into. It's taken a little time to get before you because there is a wrinkle in respect of this particular proposal, in that we would normally expect when schools go out to tender for them to seek a bond to cover any liabilities that might fall on the council, because the council is responsible for making up any shortfall in the contributions that the third party providers make to the pension fund. The risk of them not making the payments that they should be making is extremely low, and in any case the liability of the council would not exceed £30,000. So I think it's fairly fairly easy for the council to take the view that we should enter into these admission agreements, because otherwise it will be a disadvantage to the staff concerned, because they will not get their full pension rights. That would not be a good outcome for anyone. Happy to answer any questions, Chair.
Thank you, Mark. Any questions from members? Councillor Mead?
Thank you, Chair. Are the unions happy with this arrangement?
I'm sure the unions would be most unhappy if I didn't follow this through, Councillor, because these are, in order for the employees concerned to get their pensions, these organisations must become admitted bodies to the pension fund, and signing the admission agreements achieves that outcome.
Any other questions from members? Councillor Ajisola?
Oh, thank you for the report. Just a quick one. It's been well explained anyway, the consequences, the liabilities for the council in case they fail. Well, I'm just wondering, has all options been, been checked? Is there no zero liability at all? Why must we stay? Because from the report it says between 10 to 30,000 pounds. I know it's not much, but at the same time, it went further to say it's going to be gotten from the to be taken from the reserves if need be. Hopefully, it doesn't happen. But is there no? Has it been all been checked, and we are sure there's £0 liability?
Yes, other options have been considered. For example, requiring the third-party providers to produce a bond, even though they did not tender on that basis. But of course, they are not inclined to do that because it would incur costs that they cannot then recover through the contract. The risk of default is estimated to be no more than £10,000 per school, and as there are 3 schools involved, the maximum is 30,000. With every day that passes, that risk goes down, because we are aware that the third-party providers are collecting the pensions, the employers' pension contributions, and waiting to pay them over to the pension fund as soon as the admission agreement is signed and sealed. In fact, they're getting quite anxious and quite assertive when it comes to making sure that the council does take the decision to enter into the agreements.
Thank you. Any further questions? All okay? That's fine. Any comments? No? I think that means that I'll move the recommendation. Do I have a seconder?
Yep.
That's gone through. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I'm much obliged.
Moving on, thank you so much for that report. Moving on to agenda item 8, Model School Pay Policy Report. Over to you.
I'm here in relation to the Model Schools Pay Policy, which has been updated to reflect the National Teacher Pay Award. As set out in the report, my recommendation to the committee is to commend the Schools and Centrally Employed Teachers Pay Policy 2025 to the governing body of schools with delegated budgets and for those that are centrally employed teaching staff for the council. The policy is amended each year to reflect the changes to teachers' pay as set out in the statutory document School Teachers Pay and Conditions. For reference, the School Teachers Pay and Conditions document sets out the framework for teachers' pay for maintained schools in England. I would therefore like to advise the committee to approve the updated model pay policy for adoption by community schools and those employed centrally by the council. The update reflects the national 4% uplift to all pay and allowance ranges for teachers and school leaders.
Thank you. Do members have any questions? That's the virtual school OCA. Eight. It's from page 15. I think that's a printing error. Yeah. Any questions? Do you have any questions? No, that's fine. I think this might be your lucky night. There's no questions. So
Thank you very much.
I think, yeah, I think the committee approves. Thank you. That means we move on to agenda item number 9. I hope that's listed correctly. Virtual school OCA. Hiya.
Thank you, Chair. So I've brought to this evening the OCA to delete the post of specialist clinician from the virtual school staffing structure. And I'm here to seek the approval for this post deletion. So with regard to the background, this post is no longer needed because the service that this post provides is now provided by the NHS CAMS Looked After Child team. When the post was created, that team didn't exist in Luton. However, now there is a robust team in place. As part of their role, they must attend all of the council meetings and report to the Corporate Parenting Board on their work with our looked after children. It is essential that we use CAMS, so that currently means that our specialist clinician hasn't got the workload and the workflow because we've already had to move the cases to CAMS. So currently this will affect one member of staff. They have already had a job offer and are in pre-employment checks currently. So we have already gone through staff consultation and consulted with the trade unions as well. There is a risk of redundancy if the specialist clinician decides to not take the job she's been offered, but currently it is looking positive for her in that way. Any more detail, or would you like to go to questions?
Thank you. Do members have any questions? Yes, Councillor. Go for it, Councillor Mead.
You used acronyms in this report and you haven't spelt out what they're for. I'm looking here and you're referring to team at CAMHS. Now, I've got no idea who they are. And yeah, I think there was one or two more I bumped into. NICE, N-I-C-E, who are they? YPS, etc., etc.
Apologies, my oversight there. So CAMS is the NHS service for child and adolescent mental health service, and they have got a team dedicated to look after children and delivering support to them. So the NICE guidelines are the guidelines that all health professionals need to follow. And that's in anything. If you go to your GP, they have the NICE guidelines are what they would follow when they are prescribing or delivering treatment. So it is a clinical term, and it is the sort of the guidelines that health professionals use. And that's why they've got to be part of their professional bodies. YPS is the Youth Partnership Service. So there are some services such as the Youth Partnership Service that have mental health clinicians, but that service is being commissioned through CAMS from the NHS. And really that is what really this, in hindsight, you know, like now, years later, it should that is also how it should go. But CAMS, the Child and Adolescent Mental Health team at the NHS, they have to do recruitment their way to make sure it's following their professional regulatory requirements. So it's not, we couldn't transfer the job over because they are a separate body. I will, I'm very sorry, yeah.
Any other comments or questions? Councillor Malik.
I have a question regarding, on the page number 141 proposal purpose. You are deleting some members from the virtual school team and adding a new structure staff. How many members vacancies are deleting and how many vacancies are you bringing into the new staff members?
For the specialist clinician, so currently they haven't got any cases for mental health support because we do need to refer them in through CAMHS because the NHS, we work in, part of our joint commissioning arrangements are we must use them. They've got a requirement to feed into the Luton Corporate Parenting Board. So that service, the service that this post provided in part, is, because it is only, one person, it has been already overtaken by the team of professionals at the NHS.
Any other questions? Councillor Anbier.
Thank you, Chair. Can you please give us an update about how many students using these virtual school facilities at the moment? Total numbers of
At the moment, it changes on a daily basis, but currently we have approximately 350 pupils that the virtual school monitor. And just so that everyone is aware, we're not an online school. We are we oversee the education and champion the education of all of the children that are in care to Luton. So from the time that, no matter where they're placed in the country. And so we currently have 350 approximately pupils that we oversee and monitor.
Okay, just one follow-up question. I'm not sure whether it's relevant. This is virtual school and homeschool. Is it same or is it different?
No, it's different. And they are looking into changing the name of the virtual school post-COVID because now there's so much online schooling. It is confusing. So we're not actually, we don't teach, we're not a school. We are the team that look after and support and challenge to make sure that all of our children in care have got access to the best schools they can, challenge schools to ensure that they are being as inclusive as they can, and making sure that our children that are in care have really successful outcomes, and we follow them from the time they go into care all the way up to when they're care leavers. So really we're about championing the education, employment and training of Luton's children in care and care leavers, no matter where they are placed in the country.
Okay, thank you.
Councillor Hussain.
To clarification, in terms of the affected employee and redeployment, were they on the same grade as they were before, or did they have to, have it in any changes?
Oh, so the job that they have been offered is with the NHS, not with the council. So this job will be just deleted. It's not being replaced because it's being provided by the NHS now.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions? Councillor Malik.
It's related to NHS. Are they special children?
Many of the students that we oversee and support, they have got educational needs, special educational needs, because they have been taken into care. Many of them experience a lot of childhood trauma. They may have been neglected. I'm sure you can imagine the reasons, why children come into care. And so yes, many of them have education, health and care plans. We have some at special schools as well. And there isn't the virtual school annual report, which comes to the scrutiny, and I can send that along as well. We're just in the middle of writing it for the past academic year.
Thank you. Do you have a follow-up question? No? I don't think there's any further questions, so I don't think the committee disapproves either, so I think that's okay for approval. Thank you so much for bringing that report, and I look forward to seeing that full report at scrutiny.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right, moving on to the draft committee work programme. Do members have any comments?
Is agreed.
Yeah. So the next meeting is on the 25th of September. I think the work programme looks okay, and I think in October we'll probably have more items coming in, is that correct?
Yes, I think so, probably.
I think it looks all okay. Does the committee agree? Perfect. Yeah. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to be moving into the Local Government Act 1972. So we're going to be moving into the private part of this meeting, so we won't be live streaming anymore. So I'm just going to wait until we stop live streaming now.